Bombsquad.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
The main event. Yes, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. The rematch. Dun dun dun.
Finally.
Yes. Yo, alright, I'm gonna switch to the yo, DZ. Yo, what's good? I wanna ask you this, since you over there you in the UK, what is the vibe and the energy over there with this fight?
Oh, it's just it's kind of hype. It's not too much life, but it's just wanting to bring the belt back home, really.
Do you feel like the first fight had more energy and more hype? Because I feel like it did. How you feel about that?
I feel the second fight will be more of a hype because there's going to be a knockdown guaranteed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be more hype. The second fight should be more hype, but I feel like the first fight, I was more hyped for it. Like how was the energy for the first fight? Do you think like it's better this time or?
It was okay. I'm not gonna really go into that.
Like, damn. Yo, you made me sound like like no one believed Fury would fucking win over there.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, Fury is like, I know because he's a gypsy and everything like that, so I know, like, and he says very unpopular things over there. He's not the most forward-thinking individual either. You know, I know that he wasn't all that popular, in the UK. But I would think though that the fight, his performance in the Wilder fight, pretty sure it was inspirational for him because, like I said, what he overcame, mental illness, eating candy, cocaine, all types of shit like that, to do what he did against Wilder.
The judges do.
Yeah, the judges, and it even sucks too that
you could overcome anything in this world. But American 3 judges in boxing.
Yeah, especially that one judge who gave the fight to Wilder 115-111. Without the knockdowns, Wilder would have still won. Like, that one was just absolute bullshit.
He needed a Wilder right hand.
Yeah, facts. So
any heavyweight right hand at this point.
Yeah, it was awful. And then, like I said, there was after the first fight, there was a lot. Fury got a lot of praise for how he performed. Wilder got criticized a lot in a lot of circles. I criticized him because I even picked Wilder. Yeah, because I definitely criticized. Wilder's boxing is something that I'm not a fan of, to put it lightly. If you've heard me talk about it.
Fuck all that. Just don't be nice. Fucking call him what you always call him, the heavyweight Randall Bailey.
Yes, he's throwing it on his one right hand, and that's pretty much about it. It's the truth. Anyone who tells me other different has not watched a Wilder fight before. They're just blindly dick riding. That's straight up and down.
He's scared.
He has a better jab than Randall Bailey. Like, that's why I never liked that comparison. Like, he has a better jab than Bailey, but
I don't even know about that. I think he knows distance better than Randall Bailey.
No, I wouldn't.
He's got the height. Like, Randall Bailey don't have the luxury of the height.
Well, Randall Bailey also had power in both hands. Like, he had the icer in his right hand, but he had legit power in both hands.
But LB, you don't need. It's a luxury, but you don't need height to be able to know how to create distance with the jab. Like,
technically, that was the reason why he had his right hand. What his delivery system? He did use a jab. He used.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Wilder having a jab, like Wilder being taller than most of his opponents. That kind of naturally helps him get create distance, and his Wilder's jab is alright. Like, that shit ain't really.
Yeah, but Wilder doesn't use his jab to set up his right hand though. He'll throw it anywhere.
He like Wilder has more of a sneaky John Ruiz type of right hand than anything. It's just crazy destructive.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel his jab is way better now than it was when he first started. Because before his jab was fucking horrible. Now it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's decent now. I agree with that. Hell yeah.
yeah, but I mean, it's not gonna. I mean, in this fight, I mean, he's gonna need to utilize it now. Tyson Fury. Now, as much as people have heard me talk trash about Wilder and criticize him, Fury is just as bad to me. Because first of all, like I said, I never was a believer in Fury. I thought Fury was trash. You know, flat. I mean, you see a nigga uppercut himself in a fight and stuff like that. You're like get the fuck out of here. And then you see him, and then you see him later get dropped by a smaller fighter. Steve Cunningham, Steve, I mean, respect. Steve has talked about many times. He has more power, and I respect that. But you just don't expect a man his size to knock Fury down with one punch.
But that was a great punch, though.
It was a great punch, yeah.
Like that would have hurt. That would have hurt a lot of tall guys. Like
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was all 5 tall guys and their ancestors as well. You know what I mean?
They were the ancestors too. Oh shit! But yo, you seen the little PBC on Fox segment with Steve Cunningham and Porter? He's like talking about like everyone's talking about their predictions, and Porter's like, "Yo, what's easier, a Wilder by decision or a Fury by KO?" And he's like, "Man, Fury by KO could happen." And everybody starts clowning him and looking at him. And so I think Abner Mares is like, so I mean, he don't knock out nobody. Like who does like Fury knock out? Like
Nah.
Everybody like paused and looked at Steve Cunningham.
Awkward.
That shit had me rolling. I was like, yo. And so he was like, but I'm a cruiserweight. I used to be
he had to fucking save face somehow.
Yeah. But no, he was a good sport about it. Like he like Stevie Cunningham wasn't pissed or nothing, but it was organically funny as fuck though. Everybody
exactly. I mean,
even the host.
I mean, shit. So like I said, Steve is one of my favorite fighters, but even I didn't expect that from him against Fury. So my opinion of Fury lowered even more. So when the fight was,
but low-key, Steve Cunningham a better opponent than like 80% of Wilder's fucking opponents, though.
All right, no question about that. I mean, Steve is one of my favorite fighters, bro. Steve Cunningham was definitely one of my favorite fighters. So there's no question about that.
Because I hope that's not lost in this whole. Yeah, it was a cruiserweight, but it wasn't just any cruiserweight. Like
no, and I let it be known too. Steve USS Cunningham is one of my favorite fighters, and I've seen him fight once live. Like I said, and do won a split decision. Steve. Held cruiserweight down for the longest time.
Yes. I seen him fight live. I seen him fight Wayne Braithwaite. If y'all remember him, cruiserweight, the little undercard fight.
Yep, I saw him fight Guillermo Jones, and that shit was a war. But So yeah, Steve is a favorite among us. But like I said, it's just you don't expect a big ass heavyweight like Fury to be. I mean, he was losing that fight too until Fury started leaning on him, and then what led to the knockout.
Fucking big dudes, jeez, boy, damn leaning on people with just sloppy selves.
Yeah, and so like I said, so when it came time to Fury for the Vlad fight, I'm thinking to myself, okay, Vlad will knock this dude out. Fury's chinny. He's not. I didn't think anything. I thought Vlad would have more than enough, but apparently, this was the day that Vlad decided that he was going to give up his belt that he had for almost 10 years in a horrid fight.
That prolific genius ring gang predicted Fury would win. Has the tweet to prove it. Is this a fact?
Actually, about the prolific genius? I didn't really know much about Tyson Fury until prolific genius like pulled him out and said he's, he's literally going to do a lot of big things in the future, and I was literally just gassed up and saying that no, not really, and then and here we are now, really.
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, I thought not really too. I didn't. I would think. I was thinking before that Fury would would get his zero took way before he would win the heavyweight title.
Yeah, you probably thought Chisora would be Fury.
Yes, exactly. You know, yeah, I would think that someone would actually find Fury's chin again, but it wasn't meant to be. I mean, Fury took the belts from Vlad and it got stripped because he had a lot of things going on, some a possible failed drug test, mental issues, all types of shit like that, and the belts got splintered and then put together again. His version of the belts, by Anthony Joshua, while Fury was out for a couple years, getting his life together. So he comes back, he fights 2 fights that don't really mean anything. They don't really tell you anything about Fury's skills or his conditioning or anything like that. And then you see Wilder, who's just steadily knocking out people, one after the other. And as much as you think about what Wilder's skill set is, I mean, you were thinking that, this situation that he's in shape and he's active, he had more than enough to knock out Tyson Fury. And I predicted, I was like, okay, Wilder will knock out Fury. So imagine my surprise during the fight where Fury is just making Wilder look like a damn fool at times. An absolute fool.
Exactly. I mean, Wilder's got punching power, but he's he's got no footwork and spaghetti legs from there.
Yeah.
Spaghetti legs.
And that's the thing about what, like, most people don't like to, when it comes to the conversation of Deontay Wilder, most people don't like to talk about his shortcomings, and he has a good amount of shortcomings. No one wants to hear them. Like, I mean, I think part of the reason why is because the American heavyweight is, the American heavyweight champion is like a rarity in boxing these days.
You don't even have any contender that's up and coming after that. Like, who has next in America as a heavyweight?
Right.
Who? Like, who are they? Like,
yeah, in America, I can't really think of any right now. That's not like a total rookie or a prospect right now. I mean, there's a cat out of Ohio, I believe. I'm just trying to remember his name.
At this rate, man, I'm gonna ask PJ to damn come help me train somebody. Like, geez, like.
Yeah, no, I mean there is a heavyweight in Ohio that I know that has potential, but I can't. His name slips me right now, but he's pretty good. But I think he's like the only one between that and Michael Hunter Jr. Those are the only 2, really.
Oh man, I mean Michael Hunter Jr.
I mean, time will tell with him.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you feel about the boys and what's his name, Jabba, like them dudes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
get that with Michael Hunter.
Yeah, no, yeah, he right now he's a wild card right now. Right, because you don't know you don't know what he is or what he actually really has right now. I mean, he's doing well.
He needed to beat Povetkin for me to really like. Okay, yeah, Michael Hunter.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the way he fought, and it was a draw, and it wasn't even a robbery draw. It was a draw.
Yeah,
it's more like Michael Hunter.
Yeah, exactly. It's he's. I mean, we'll have to wait to see if he pans out. If he actually makes it, to the top of the sport, at top of the.
Wait a minute, hold on. Isn't there a American boxer that's like high up in? I don't know if not like high up in the rankings, but like he's from New York. He's from Albany. He's like an interim champion, I think. Fuck.
Well, you mean you the New York dude, bro?
But he like upstate New York, like Canadian nigga, like
Well, Canadian's not really American.
It's a joke. It's a joke for New Yorkers, for people from New York City and downstate New York. Look at like somebody from upstate New York, like Buffalo, like them niggas is Canadian, but they're not really Canadian. It's a New York joke.
Everybody down here looks at everybody up there as New York.
Trevor Bryant.
Oh yeah, he does hold one of the damn the interim
WBA, and he is American.
Is he decent though?
Yeah, he's decent. He's nothing special. Last time I remember seeing him beat BJ Flores. That's how he won the title. Yeah.
Nigga, who hasn't beaten BJ Flores?
Yeah, that's true. But he beat the shit out of BJ Flores. So, but yeah, that's about the only other person I could think of that's like has some type of credibility as an American heavyweight.
Yeah, and
about as much credibility as fucking Charles Martin and Gerald Washington.
Yeah.
Like,
but he's not like I think Trevor Bryant is a little better than fucking Charles Martin, even though he doesn't have the resume to back it up. But Charles Martin is trash too.
And then Big Baby still wild card.
Kawaki trash.
I'm not. We're not counting Big Babies. Nah, he's disqualified. Nah.
Oh fuck! I forgot all about Big Baby. Damn.
Nah. We're not counting Big Baby.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I guess my mind don't register to count him.
But I think it's like these heavyweights. I think the reason why the heavyweights are like this, the reason why people don't like to hear criticism on Deontay Wilder, because he has flaws. He has very noticeable flaws, but he has an eraser. He has a right hand from God, or Satan if you're a godless person, whatever you want. He has a
right hand that works on a certain level of competition.
Right, and all but
let's
one.
put it in perspective.
Oh, go ahead, LB.
No, I'm just saying, let's put it in perspective.
Wilder's
had training wheels on his career for quite a long time.
Yeah. And
all the decent people he has to fight him again for reasons unknown. I don't know why.
Yeah, this is the Stavern fight. The Stavern fight was actually the one fight that he actually showed some potential to be between more than he was. And Stavern he was drained and that's a whole nother level of fuckery. Heavyweight being drained. And this was the first fight that Wilder went the distance in, and he actually showed a jab. He actually showed some boxing ability in winning the belt.
He hates the spaghetti, but he drained. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Stavern.
Yeah, but regardless, that Stavern somehow found himself.
Fuck all that drain shit. That's embarrassing. How you in a division? How the fuck are you? That gave him the donkey of the decade for me. How the fuck are you trained in a division where you don't have to fucking make weight?
Yeah, you look drained.
Yeah.
How sweat?
And he was like I think it was like 240s or 250s or something like that.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, and a lot of these heavyweights there, I wish it was drained. Shit, Andy Ruiz should have been drained in his last fight. If we doing that, come on.
It seems ridiculous. So, like I said, it was just Wilder's competition, training wheels for the longest time, and then you have the Ortiz fight, which is his best win as a pro. Keep it real. And then of course, because the first fight was so close, then he had a rematch, which
the first fight was definitive though. It was clear win though.
Right, and Ortiz didn't even earn a rematch because he didn't really do shit to make.
That was definitely not rematch earning worthy. This wasn't Sean Bay Mitchell, taking over the division while Kasazu was, on injured reserve.
Yeah, exactly.
This wasn't let me see. What's some other rematch? This ain't none of them other rematch. I can't think of none, but I just.
Oh, the infamous heavyweight rematch, Jonathan Banks and Seth Mitchell. That should have never been a rematch.
Yeah, that shouldn't.
And the rematch was suspect. Is one of the few fights that I said on the that was not on the level. Like, a fight someone threw this damn fight.
Banks said he broke both his hands.
Yes, and he almost knocked out Seth Mitchell.
I never heard of no shit like that, bro.
My shit's getting a bit like the back pain. I just wanted to, in my opinion, I say Fury with the knockout. But what do you guys think just before I go?
Oh, Fury before a knockout? It's possible Fury can knock him out. I'm not saying like Fury is, he's not, his punching is not great, but he is heavy-handed. He has big hands. He can hurt somebody.
Got that chrome training now.
I'm not a believer in Fury's power. I think he hits semi hard, but like I don't think he puts it together enough to fucking just knock somebody out like a real knockout. Not a stoppage of a damn cruiser of a blown up cruiser.
Yeah, but the thing is that before he was training for like weight loss and so obviously it's gonna punch light, but this time he's actually training for a knockdown. So that's
okay.
Remember Freddie Roach was saying that Fury could have got the knockout in the first fight and that he should have gunned for it a little more.
Well, no, he did kind of legitimately buzz Wilder in that final round.
He did.
Yeah. Yep. Like even when he came out, he buzzed him. So like he does have some pop. Because before then, I used to call him the 6'9" Paulie Malignaggi.
Nah, he wasn't that bad. Like,
no, he was pretty bad early in his career with fucking putting his punches together and like actually putting together semblance of power punches.
You had to look at that damn that Tyson Fury highlight video again, fam. Like, I don't know.
Tyson. He got knockouts. That's the thing. Dude has like 21 knockouts, and like 29 finishes.
Yeah, like he put punches together. It's just he has so many down performances. But you know what? I'm gonna still say Fury by KO though as well.
Nah, I'm not saying it. Nah, I don't believe it at all.
Nah, I believe it.
My battery's getting low and everything's just hearing like I'm just hearing crackling noises. So I'm out now. Yeah.
Okay, DZ.
All right, take it easy, DZ.
All right,
shout
take
out
it
to
easy,
RT DZ. Ring in UK in the building.
It's like knocking out cans is a difference between knocking out top fighters. Like what top fighters has he?
But that's the same thing with Wilder.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Ortiz. We don't know if Ortiz would have got knocked out by any other top fighter. He hasn't fought any top fighters either.
But to me, Ortiz is still a top fighter himself. Not even like.
Because he beat Brian Jennings.
What?
Because he beat Brian Jennings.
I think his skill set puts him at the top. But I'm going by like.
So Crawford's pound for pound now, number one, right? That's what you're saying.
Crawford's top 5 pound for pound. So what the fuck? So don't try to bring this back to Terrence Crawford.
I'm just saying. Because Ortiz has like really no notable wins. He just has the now defunct school of the Cuban school of boxing, and he has his name forever attached with Wilder as the guy that's always outboxing Wilder and gets knocked out.
Pretty much.
That's his whole career. Oh, he beat Brandon Jennings. Brian Jennings.
Yeah.
No, his resume isn't much to sneeze at. I'm not denying. But when you look at some of these other guys' resume at heavyweight, is it really that much better? Like
Dylan White's resume is that much better.
Yeah.
Chisora's resume is that much better.
That's facts.
Hold on, you talking about? No. What is it?
But they don't have the skills that Ortiz has.
But they got the better resume. They got better wins, so it don't matter, right?
I guess. I guess it goes back to the eye test versus the resume thing.
But you need both, though.
Yeah, as much as people like to give Dillian White, Dillian White does have a win.
No, Dillian White is a top fighter. I'll give him that. He's a top fighter, a top tier fighter.
Joseph Parker is a level above Ortiz, bro.
And Andy Ruiz too.
Yeah, and Andy Ruiz too.
It's
like Ortiz. It's like Ortiz was manufactured in PBC just to make Wilder's career look legit.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And I like Ortiz. I've seen Ortiz fight live and everything like that. Dude has power, but
he's skilled. He got power, but come on, it is what it is, though.
Yeah, but the thing with Ortiz is, I think he fought. I think his competition didn't increase the way it should have, and then there were some fights where, like the Malik Scott fight, where it went the distance when it shouldn't have. It's just like Ortiz. Like I said, the Brian Jennings was a good win, and I see this. Brian Jennings, went the distance with Vlad, and then he got stopped by him. So I respect that win, but it's like Ortiz never had anything defining outside of giving Wilder trouble. Yeah. That's pretty much about it. But in my case, in terms of who I think is going to win, and the reason why I'm still going to stick with Wilder by KO, and the only reason why I'm saying this is because the Fury fight, the Fury versus Volin fight. This is a pure example of what we call career mode glitch. This is fight 2. Fury's out there in his Apollo Creed stage, living in America, all types of shit.
Oh God!
Dude is out there, doing this thing, and then he faces a kid whose last TV fight ended in a no contest in the first round, which he didn't particularly look good in. So you're thinking, okay, this is gonna be nothing, and instead Fury gets his eye ripped open in a way that I've never seen before with a punch. His eye looked like someone took a sharp ass razor paw and just slashed his face. Like, it was fucking disgusting. It was pumping blood. This fight should have been stopped. It should have, and which would have killed the rematch. But they let him fight on with 9 rounds with a severely cut eye, and he barely won that. He won the fight like a 115-113, but he got buzzed by Wallen late in the fight. And I'm thinking to myself, these are two things that I said. I'm like even I just can't see. I think Wilder's boxing a struggle, but there's no way I can't see Wilder's either a jab or a left hook ripping that eye open. Because I've met Fury. I've seen his face up close. Dude's and it was still like red. That area was still like tender. It looked tender to me. So I'm thinking to myself, there's no way that a shot like that that I will take a good shot like that and it won't rip open. And that's what I feel. And so
I forgot you actually tall enough to see up there and shit. So okay. I wouldn't be able to know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's the thing. Like, so there's a danger of either not just the right hand coming, but just the jab and the left hook ripping that eye open. I feel like there's too many variables right now against Fury to make me think that Wilder won't finally catch him this time.
I think he's gonna get him. I'm going knockout.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Because there's no. I just can't see it. I just think that Fury will get caught and it will be a wrap. Because there'll be two things, or Wilder uses a jab and rips his eye open, and bam, because they will stop that. I'm sure, like they're not gonna bullshit. Like, someone.
I think if Wilder gets some stoppage, it's gonna be one of these types of damn PBC stoppages. Like, they're gonna do everything they can to stack the deck against Fury, and I think Fury knows this. That's why he built up his status and his stature in America. He's gonna be the crowd favorite, and he's gonna fucking damn
what?
Push for.
Did you just say he's gonna be the crowd favorite?
Yeah.
I heavily disagree with that. But.
We'll see. I'm just making an assumption, man.
I just feel Fury fought a damn near perfect fight the last time around, and I just
too bad he wasn't damn near perfect physically, mentally, and
I just don't see him. I don't see him fighting a perfect fight again. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just because we're used to.
Wilder fought as perfect as he could last time. The only difference I see him now is he knows from round one where to throw the right hand.
I was just gonna say that, LB. Exactly. I think one of the things that was an issue for Wilder in the first fight was because Wilder is never used to fighting somebody taller than him. So the right hand was lower than it should be because he's used to punching down. But by the later rounds, he started to get a hang of punch high, and his punches were more on target, and you see what happened. So
but he was really punching when he caught Fury. He was really punching. He was punching when Fury would dip his head. It's like he knew where Fury would dip his head. Like, where Fury was
that too.
So like he just zoned in on that shit, and he kept trying to just go over and over with it.
And for all the talk about, like, people will say how Fury is like they'll hype up his defensive abilities, but he's mad predictable and he's mad fucking robotic and stiff, and he can be caught in those cases where he's trying to roll, like he does the roll behind, and he's so fucking awkward. I hate him showing his defensive ability.
You talking about Fury's abilities?
Fury's defensive, like I'll never forget how they tried to compare him to Muhammad Ali in the fucking fight. What was it? The first? Wasn't the Vala fight? Oh no, the other fight.
No, the fight, the Schwartz fight, the one where
the Schwartz fight. Where they were fucking.
I don't know. He looked pretty smooth in that fight. I mean,
he looks like a fucking lumbering brute, right?
Yeah, I've always said that. I would say Fury looks like a big oaf when he moves. You know.
I mean, that's how Valuev and Carl Fratz look to me, like just clumsy dudes.
No, probably the last heavyweight with consistent footwork that I actually saw was David Haye before he started getting injured. That was the last heavyweight that I actually saw that actually had real footwork. You know, but before he started getting injured all the time. Yeah, Fury the only thing that Fury to me was because he had good upper body movement, not necessarily floor, but upper body movement. Because dude knew, you know, and that's the one thing I gave him. That's the hardest of his defense. But his footwork was
the thing is, I'm sure Fury knows that Wilder is zoning in on a certain type of right hand. Mm-hmm. That could work again. That could work for Wilder. It could work against him because. And sometimes if you feel like you finally connected the dot on somebody or a certain style, and you zone in on it too much, and you forget everything else, or you take everything else for granted, or you underestimate it, and sometimes you could just get drawn in, and then that's when you get surprised.
Right.
And I feel like Fury has that ability to do that.
I mean, to me, the only way Fury wins is Fury has. I mean, I'm pretty sure Fury's gonna be the heavier fighter because Wilder doesn't come in typically anything over 220.
Yeah, he'll probably come in 215 like he always does.
Right. You know, so I mean, the only thing is, Fury's gonna have to make this fight ugly. Like, I mean, he's gonna have to smother him. Like, he's got to lean on him. He's gonna have to try to zap us in fighting because Wilder's not a strong infighter.
And that would be a good move, though.
It would. I mean, but
Wilder don't have the leg strength to be fighting on the inside.
Right. And
I don't think he's physically strong like that.
Right. I mean, the only thing you'd have to really watch for is an uppercut, like that right hand uppercut, because he has the uppercut when he rarely throws it, but when he does, it's just as destructive as his actual right hand. You know, like a straight right hand. You'd have to be careful, but I mean, that's really the only.
You gotta fight him like Ali did Spinks in the rematch.
Right.
What'd you say, Pat? What'd you say, Pat? What's the other punch you said?
His straight right hand. Yep. You know, so it's like, I mean, yeah.
If Fury gets Wilder to commit to that punch early and throwing that early, that'd be a good thing.
Right.
Because Wilder wants to be sneaky with it, and that's how he lulls dudes in it, and then he explodes on them. Like,
right.
Get Wilder to start throwing that that right hand early and often, gauge it better and see where it's coming from.
Yeah, but I mean, Wilder, of course. Wilder, if he really wants people to dead his whole thing, he swings and misses like he was doing in the first fight. Yeah, he's gonna have to really fight behind his jab. Like, I mean, you can't be swinging and missing like several inches above Fury's head. That's awful. Like, so it's like, I mean, this is Wilder's fight to win. I mean,
Now, would it behoove Wilder to come out more aggressive from the start, or to kind of fight down and like not really like fight like at a slower pace to like get him to pick it up? Like, I don't know. I feel like we feel like he's gonna come out the gate swinging, but I don't know if that's the best idea. Because I think Fury would be
aggressive and active. He just can't come out like a madman, windmilling and shit like he did the first fight.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Everybody always make aggressive a bad thing. Like, when you say come out swinging.
No, I mean, no, but that's normally like a good thing. Because I remember when I went to the Barclays. I remember for like when I went to Barclays like 2 years ago for the press conference. For when I was there for Charlo and the Charlos fighting at the Barclays, I ran into Jerry Cooney, and I talked to him, about fights, about the heavyweight fights, and he felt that I remember because it was before the Fury fight, he felt that Wilder would knock out Fury because he was like, the advantage with Wilder to him is Wilder fights at like 100 miles an hour and Fury only fights at like 60 miles an hour. So he looked at it as an advantage for Wilder. So it's not always looked at as a bad thing. But in this instance, in this situation, I don't think it's the best way to just come out guns blazing.
Hold on, he said Wilder fights 100 miles per hour.
Like Fury fights at like 60 miles per hour.
Fuck? I mean, I can see Fury at 60 miles, but then that means Wilder fight at 40 miles. And I don't get this whole Wilder's mind probably fights fast, like. He processes shit, but as a style, like, his punch output is like, sorry. Like,
his punch output it gets higher when he has you hurt. Like, so
yeah, usually in the last round of the fight, or after 6 rounds, or 5 rounds, or 10 rounds, or 8 rounds. Like,
I mean, I don't know if he meant by just like punch output, but like, I don't know, maybe like the aggressive and how he controls things. Because Fury sometimes, I don't know. I feel like Fury can be sometimes very, very, I don't know. I've never been a Fury fan, so.
See, that's the thing that everybody's looking at, not liking the style for just seeing how effective it is. Like Fury is like ring generalship. He's like the anti-Wilder.
Pretty much.
Because Wilder has no ring generalship. He only showed it in the Stavern fight.
Right, and then only because Stavern was compromised.
Or yeah, whatever he was going through, but that's not Wilder's fault. But at the same time, that's the only fight where he really showed ring generalship. Like, everything else, all his other fights always are some like struggle ring generalship. Like, he might control maybe 40% of one round. Like, he never has all 3 minutes of it.
Right. And that's the reason why there are certain fighters that are giving him so much trouble, or he struggles to get them out of there. Like, like I said, I mean, and then this, of course, why we have Fury, why we have this Fury rematch, because, basically 2 knockdowns in a fight, gave him a draw. A draw that he didn't really deserve.
And that's the thing. It's like, if you're a guy who is a sharpshooter, who's a passive sharpshooter on top of that, the worst thing you could do is get matched up with a guy who's great at ring generalship. Because they'll know how to neutralize you without even really doing much. Because they know how to kill the little dead air spots and flick out that jab and catch you with the jab a couple times, spin around, might surprise you with a right hand lead. You know, he sees everything else you do and blocks, moves, evades, use footwork. Before you know it, you're like, damn, ding, 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 round over.
Yeah, you know, that's basically it, man.
I just don't think, you know, Wilder, like Wilder definitely has a chance. Like, you know, it's gonna be it would have to be a KO for him to win.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
I just don't see him doing that against a guy who, you know, is going to be a lot better this time around.
Right, and it should be that much better time around. Like I said, I mean, Fury. I mean, I think Fury right now should probably shaking off all the ring rust and stuff like that. But like I said, you know, there's other X factors into this, into a Fury situation. So it's basically gonna be whose struggle is gonna be exposed first. So basically, I know myself. Like I said, I'm saying Wilder by KO. P, you said Wilder by KO too?
Yes.
Yep. And then LB?
Fury by KO.
Yeah. Now, Fury by KO can happen. You know, I mean, it's not gonna be like a Deontay type of KO. I mean, it might take some rounds in or whatever, but it can happen. It's not. Yeah. But like I said, I mean, probably the least likely would be a Wilder by decision. If there's no knockdowns in there, Wilder should not win a decision at all.
No, PBC.
Yeah, you know, like I said, if Wilder wins by decision, either Fury didn't throw a goddamn thing, or like I say, he got knocked down a whole bunch of times but got up.
Or the three blind mice, you got stem cells, some splice shit, and you know they went to judge school. They got on this card somehow.
Fact.
I mean, it happened last time.
That's also fact. But yeah, I mean, so pretty much, I mean, even we just hope for a good fight. I mean, like 2002,
we hope for that Fury win so we could actually see a unification happen.
Yeah, I mean,
because you know if Wilder wins, we don't know what's going to happen after that.
Yeah, because
we're going to be back to the same shit.
Yeah, because
Wilder Fury.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I think they're scheduling for one more fight under a contract or whatever contract that they sign. There's supposed to be a Wilder Fury 3, which is going to be, if the fight's decisive, you know, that should not be the next fight from either of them. But you know,
no, it should. It should get it the fuck out of the way. If Wilder wins, I feel like it should be right away. If Fury wins, I feel like if they want to go right away, but it has to be like I'm talking about decision, because KO obviously they gotta, you know, it's gonna be 6 months and all that shit.
Right.
But if it happens to be a decision and it's like 115, 113, 116, 112, that type of, you know, it's a classic heavyweight fight, both standing up, it's just neither guy end up getting stopped or whatever. You know, anything can happen in boxing. I'm just saying, it would be best for it to be ran right back. I don't give a fuck. The only reason being because it takes so long for the momentum to build with this fight. Mm-hmm. It didn't really start buzzing until like maybe a couple weeks ago.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely can see that. I mean, like, let's say, depending on if the fight, if the fight ended KO, like, they should run it back by the summertime, like, no later than, like, August or some shit like that. Yeah. You know, like, just to get it out of the way so they don't hold up. Because, like I said, I mean, the heavyweight division, I mean, it's not moving the way to, I mean, yeah, it had a little blip last year with Andy Ruiz becoming champion and then.
But nothing else happened outside of that.
Exactly.
Fury career mode. Wilder repeat mode.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so yeah, the heavyweight division needs to be shooken up a little bit. So I mean, yeah, I mean, if we're gonna have a contracted third fight, and you know, let's get it out of the way this year. So
Yeah,
we move on to
this year. Yeah.
So we can move on to more important fights that could be made at heavyweight.
The first fight, you know, that was like so hyped up, like. It just, even when they're putting on all the bells and whistles, they got some nice commercials for this fight. Everything's wonderful. It's just, I felt like this fight was a 2019 fight, man. Like,
facts, yeah.
It's like the energy just, I don't feel like the energy is there like yet. Like, it's not, it's getting there. Like, I think, yeah, Saturday is going to be, like, the weigh-in is what's going to do it.
Right.
Because a lot of the press conferences, like I think Fury did one, Wilder did. It's like they weren't together. It's like the last time they all got to talk shit and interact. That's better, man. Like,
yeah, the funny thing too. I mean, even with that one, is I mean, I think probably the reason why they didn't do enough face to face because Wilder lost a lot of those face to face confrontations. I mean, he lost the battle.
It made this shit bigger, man.
Yeah.
Like. That's what people want to see, them face to face and the shit. Everybody remembers how the Mayweather McGregor they faced off. Like those were events, man.
Yeah, they were, and they were They were also cringeworthy too. But
they're not the right guys to do it.
Right.
Are the best. Like if we're saying the right guys, then yeah, I would say okay, yeah, James Toney and let me see. It's another guy we could throw in there for him. Hopkins, shit.
Mm-hmm.
You make that? Oh, James Toney and Antonio Tarver. Oh Lord, man! Like that's the type of. That's where you do these damn face offs and shit. You kill that shit.
Word.
Fucking Wilder Fury, man. Like there's a lot they could say for the second fight. Like Fury. Yeah, you can say Wilder loses those, but Wilder's gonna be saying his shit too, man. So, and people want to see that.
Facts.
All this damn, these documentary shows these niggas be doing, like, yeah, that's cool and all, but a lot of times if y'all not showing us sparring or a lot of the real training, exercise, and the unique shit that y'all do, no one cares, man.
Right.
It's getting played out, man. Like, it's to the point y'all gotta interact with way different all types of people to make me be like, okay, like, you know, let Wilder just show up in a random boxing gym in another country on the other side of the world and just see what happens.
Right.
Or even in just the country, just go Wilder pull up at a damn boxing gym in fucking damn Seattle or someplace.
Yeah, see, LB, you're giving away too much game right now, bro. The game's
I'm just saying,
cool,
like,
bro.
Like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna chill. I'm giving some executive is like, oh, damn, you know what? Yeah, god damn it, those ring gang guys.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, them niggas is like, it's like, you know, they're onto something. You know, we need to get ideas. And this is just common sense shit too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not even spitting survival scroll type shit. Like this ain't no artifacts and gems. It's just real common sense shit. Like damn, why can't y'all do this? Like I'm tired of seeing niggas is tired of seeing about how rich these dudes are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They both married, so you can't parade them around a bunch of females and nothing. And even that gets old.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they could talk shit and everything, but yeah, that gets old to a point. You know, let them interact with different people. Like they just do something different, man.
Right. You know, definitely, like, you know,
or more training, like shit.
Or put them in more crossover. I mean, Tyson Fury had the WWE shit for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, put him in more crossover situations.
And he built his status up over here. That's what I'm saying. Like Fury, y'all think I'm playing with this whole Fury might win the crowd over type shit if this shit start going rounds and stuff. But we'll see. Like The man ain't do all this other shit to be, ingrain himself into the American culture and shit for nothing.
Right. So I mean,
don't let him land the first big punch of the fight,
or knock Wilder down.
Like, bruh, like I'm telling you, the roof is gonna go. Like, dude, like, and it shouldn't be that way, man. Like, because we in America and shit. With Wilder, who's a champ, a long reigning champ.
I mean, who's to say that his fans won't come over from overseas to see this fight?
Yeah, they'll come.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're saying he might win the crowd over, but that crowd might not be our crowd.
You got a point, but I mean, then for shame, if y'all let him bring all his motherfucking fans over.
Yeah, all of them, they'll be singing fucking Sweet Caroline, all that type of shit, nigga. So it's just like, that's a possibility. I mean, we might see them taking over that arena Saturday night, chanting their asses off.
Yeah, and then when them punches start landing, are we gonna really start? Are we gonna go through and start identifying faces? Like, hold on, that guy looks like he's from the UK. Yeah, that bloke. Yeah, that chap's wearing a suit. Yeah, yeah, he's a Fury fan. Mm-hmm. I mean, are we gonna be able to tell the difference?
Oh man, so yeah,
that's gonna be the new Ring Gang assignment. Watch. We gonna send you over there, P. You will be the crowd just going through. Like, you a Fury fan? Did you fly over here? Like, you think he's gonna get the knockout?
Hey man, like I said, I mean, all we hope for is, like I said, basically an entertaining fight. A definitive fight. And something that, I mean, something that the undercard will probably fail to do, but at least try to push boxing forward in some sort of momentum. Because, like I said, 2020 has been so far. It's been a slow 6 weeks so far.
Yeah.
For boxing in 2020.
Thank God for 154.
Yeah. Without 154, this shit would be, there wouldn't be too much a notable fight to really talk about
at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but like I said, the year's still young. I mean, it's only in February. I mean, if we're talking like this and it was like after September or something like that, then it'll be a shit year. It'll be 2014 all over again.
I mean, so far boxing's only been 2 events: the J-Rock card and the Miami Fight Night.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, and we're already damn near in the middle of February. So this Wilder fight has to be the 3rd event of the year so far. Like,
right? Yeah,
it just has to be. Like, nothing else, it's really popped off, to separate itself. So you'll be comparing, if it's an upset or whatever happens, you're gonna be comparing it to how when you watch the Tevin Farmer fights and and J-Rock and all of them.
Right. So we'll just hope that the boxing gods show favor on all of us. Provide us with enough material to talk about within the following week after it.
And judges put eyes to purpose.
Yes, facts. Oh man, so I think we've talked more than enough about the fight and the card. So I think we've come to the end of our show.
Hold on, y'all both said KO, but did y'all have any rounds for y'all KOs?
10.
No.
Hold on, King P said 10?
Yes, 10.
Okay.
I mean, I'll say I'll give Wilder a 4-round KO.
Oh wow. Nah, you supposed to be like, yes, 4. Nah, this nigga King P made sure he got that, like.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Man. Wow. I'm still going Fury KO. I don't know what round. I'm gonna just I'll say 7. Fury KO 7.
That's just as bold as my 4th round KO for Wilder.
Half boxing lesson, half shootout.
Yeah. Mine is
UFC type fight, dramatic.
Mine is I think Wilder will probably rip him open that a cut, and then while Tyson Fury is like bothered by the cut, Wilder puts him away with the right hand, one right hand. Honestly, I mean, I could actually see Fury getting taken out like on a stretcher type of shit too. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go that far now.
Like wow, like okay.
I honestly think it will be a sickeningly brutal KO. But you know, that's
damn. You seeing some shit today, like
yeah. I'm not gonna give him the Cactus Jack treatment.
Bang bang. Oh man. But like I said, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see. So yeah, LB, do you have any final thoughts, bro?
Yeah, this is gonna be the this is gonna be my let me see what I'm trying to say. This is gonna be my Pat Lomachenko Salido prediction.
Oh God, Lord help us. We'll never hear the end of it.
He gonna let me y'all let me start early this year, man. Yeah, I ain't let y'all live down last year.
I see.
Yeah, y'all get no accuracy now, but I know people go be like, man, this motherfucker picked Fury. The other dude picked Fury and got off. Like, nah, what the fuck going on? but yeah, we'll see. I just feel like Fury got high character and he know what he's doing. So I just gotta believe in it, man. Like, and what I see, I think he'll make the adjustments and go for the stoppage. That's how I look at it. But
word,
it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. Hope we just get a good night of boxing. Like no bullshit, no fucking robberies. Just because you don't get too many fights on this level where everybody care about it.
Right.
So even though it's bad matchmaking, can we somehow get the accidental fades?
Exactly. And that's what it's all about. All about the fade with us. Will it be a super fade? No, because they don't have the type of work rate to for it to go to a super fade level. But a fade nonetheless is achievable.
Yeah, so that's all I got to say. RingGameRadio.com forever.
Oh man. So yeah, Pete, man, do you have any final thoughts?
I mean, Ring Gang Radio, forever, then, now, forever. From the 19 to the 2000, taking over. Sorry, 2020. Sorry, I'm like, yeah. But other than that, I would just say let's make heavyweight boxing great again.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, there was one question I forgot to ask you guys. How are you guys watching this fight?
I have not decided that, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna watch it at a bar because I'm sure plenty of bars will have this. I'll see if I can. I think my girl might be tagging along with me, or I might have to drag her with me because I'm not missing this fight. So somebody's either getting dragged along, whether they want forcefully or not, or just don't see me.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, you got to put your foot down in these situations. So that was a completely acceptable answer. LB?
No, I mean, card is trash. Now, see, when you have trash cards, it just don't make me have the urge to really go the extra mile. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely know what you mean. Yeah.
So I don't know yet. I don't have nothing planned.
I mean, and myself, I mean, as I'm used to doing now, I got my ticket to go to the movie theater. It's about 30 minutes out of my way, but it's all right though. I mean, this one I've always gone to. I've been going to one since 2015, so it's like, it's gonna be good. It's it cost me about $20, which is all right. I get there, have my phone with my portable battery charger and my big bucket of popcorn and maybe a drink here or two, and I'm good and I'm straight. So I mean, and the seats are reclining too, so I'll be good. And then the atmosphere is usually pretty on point with everyone. Everyone there. It's usually pretty full, so that's how I'm seeing it. But other than that, like I said, Ring Gang Forever, man. Just check, the website. Things will be, new things will be posted up soon on the website, on YouTube and everything, man. Just keep supporting us. Listen, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, because the shit right here is the shit that you need, and just spread the word, man. Ring Gang is here for good, what I mean? So, yeah, so just, just get with the plan. So yeah, for myself, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, for LB, Shut the Wolf to God, Go Artist, from King P, Bodega P. It's been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.